Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar in stainless steel with a blue dial, reference 26574ST.OO.1220ST.02. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar perpetual calendars. Then I'll tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, and finally try it on to give you my thoughts. So let's start just with a little history. Now, the Royal Oak's been out for quite some time, since 1972. They've gone on to make many different variations. I'm not going to go through all of them and tell you all the history about it, but just to give you a brief overview in that the perpetual calendar, this particular one, was created in approximately 2015, and now being 2026, the model is around 10 years old, and it's actually already been replaced. So this I'm going to call it the first generation perpetual calendar. Now, I know there are other perpetual calendars, but this is the first modern one. So I'm going to call it the modern perpetual, first generation perpetual calendar. And a lot of cool things about it that are more or less the same thing in the new generation. I'll actually even go through that when I talk about the specifics of it. But just the overview is that the perpetual calendar stands quite high up on the Royal Oak totem pole. Let's start with the bottom. The bottom is self-winding, which is time and date only. Then it goes chronograph. And then after that, it goes perpetual calendar. And then after that, it goes tourbillon. So there's kind of four, and then I guess you could include it in that open work. So maybe 5 levels. And those last 3 levels I told you about, perpetual calendar, tourbillon, and open work, they're in the similar range. I would say that perpetual calendar is 1 step above chronograph, maybe 1 step below the tourbillon, or maybe 1 step below the open work, but it's all kind of around that same area. So, okay, now with that said, where does it stand in the lineup? Well, the perpetual calendar, the most basic, is steel with blue, and this is it. Now, they also make a lot of actually other variations, and during this 10-year run, they had quite a few variations. They made it in gold, yellow gold, rose gold, white gold. They made a John Mayer with frosted, and they even made it with rainbow, and so on and so forth. Okay, so they made a lot of different variations, and it's to be expected. I mean, the watch was created over the 10 years period. Okay, but the one that you're looking at here is the most basic one, which actually makes it's also the cheapest. They also make other dial colors, like in white and I think a few others. But anyways, this one's blue. It's the most, I guess you would say, iconic color of Royal Oak. All right, now with that said, let's move on here and start talking about the watch itself, because there's a lot to unpack. All right, let's start with the case. Now, when I talk about each part, I'll sort of tell you about what's new in the newer generation as well. Okay, this one is the case itself is 41 millimeter. That is not changed between this current generation. The new generation, by the way, has a reference number of 26674. This one has 26574. Okay, they're off by 1 digit, but it's a little evolution of it. Okay, but anyways, the case is more or less the same. It's 41 millimeters, has a thickness of 9.5, and so that has actually not changed. Even on the newer generation, it has the same case dimensions, and that kind of makes sense. I mean, it's you kind of can't change the case dimensions and proportions, otherwise it doesn't make it the Royal Oak anymore. So, and there's really nothing to change on it. The proportions are more or less perfect, so it doesn't make sense to change the case. Still has that high polish satin finish down the top, and then beveled edge. Let's move on to the bezel. Bezel actually also is unchanged as well, and you can't change this even from 1972, because it's the most iconic part of the watch. It's the most recognizable part of the watch. Satin finish, beveled edge, again, hexagonal screws that accept, and I actually also made a white gold, and just looks great. Okay, let's look at the dial here, and this part does have some minor changes, but we'll go through them right now. Okay, so the dial itself is going to be this beautiful blue. They call this a blue with grand tapisserie pattern, which is no surprise. The little waffle-shaped squares here are indicative of Royal Oak, and they use luminescent hour markers and hands, which again, no surprise. But let's start unpacking the dial a little bit, because there's a complicated looking dial. At the 12 o'clock, you have this month So January through December, the even months are signified by a dot, and the odd months, Jan, March, May, are signified by words, as you can see obviously here. Okay, so that is the longhand, and it goes around one time per 12 for 1 year. So every month it moves over one click. That's the longhand. The second hand is the one that the shorthand. It goes. You see the little subdial underneath the months. It's L, 1, 2, and 3. L stands for leap year. Every leap year, that month has 29 days in February as opposed to 20. Sorry. Has 28 days instead of 29 days. So is it the other way around? Shoot, actually I can't remember. But anyways, that's the leap year. So it points to the leap year on the day that. Actually, it is the 29th. Sorry. So on the leap year, it goes every 4 years, and so I think it was leap year actually like 2 years ago or something. And so that would have been the day that you put that year. And this shorthand goes circles once every 4 years. So every year it moves over one click. Okay. And on the right hand side, the 3 o'clock position, that's the date, 1 through 31. That's not hard to understand. And then on the left-hand side, it's Monday through Friday, the day. Okay, and since this is a perpetual calendar and you can account for what leap year it is, the calendar automatically knows if the day has February has 28 days or 29 days. It only has 29 days once a year, or once every 4 years, which is on the leap year. That's why you set it. You obviously have to set the watch so that it'll keep it, but you don't ever have to set it again. And then what else is pretty interesting is it actually has a week number of weeks indicator, and that's this longhand right here. Okay, so there's 52 weeks in a year, and it points to the number of weeks. So that takes 1 year for this thing to fully go around, which is pretty cool. And then finally at the bottom you have the moon phase, which actually I think AP does a great job on making a moon phase like this. Okay, so that's that part. Now, just to let you know, the difference in the newer version is that they switched the date 1 through 31 at the 12 o'clock. They put the month at the 3 o'clock, and they do a 24-hour indicator at the left 9 o'clock position. And instead of having pushers like they do on this one that you can adjust the time, you don't need any pushers on the new one. So yeah, that is slightly different. It's not I wouldn't say it's a make or break or anything on this, but it is a nice feature on the new ones. I have to admit that you don't have to have any tools, and you can do it just straight away. Whereas this one, you actually have to use this pin pusher to push the pin. That's like how Patek does it. That's how a lot of major brands do it. And I suspect that probably over time, Patek is going to figure out how to do it without adjust the time and date without, or adjust the date without having to use these silly pin pushers, because AP has already figured it out. But it's no surprise, AP is usually on the forefront of innovation, much further than Patek. Although Patek makes great watches, but they're not usually pioneers when it comes to this. So they usually follow late. Okay, anyways, so yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Let's look at the movement. The movement's also changed in the previous this generation versus the new one, but it's still a very nice movement. Okay, it's a caliber 5134. It's tried, it's tested, and it has a lot of parts, 374 parts actually. That's quite a few, and I guess it makes sense because this is quite a complicated watch. It's not the easiest thing to be able to have a moon phase, a weekly calendar, plus the perpetual calendar. So it's quite a bit of parts, 374 parts actually. And it has a power reserve of 40 hours. I think actually the newer version has a longer power reserve, if I'm not mistaken. So that is kind of a cool thing. I want to see how many hours the new one has. New one actually has 55 hours. I guess it's not that much more, but still. The old one, which is what you're looking at, is 40-hour power reserve. All right. And it looks beautiful. Actually, much different, the movement, if you look at it, than other Royal Oaks. If you look carefully here at the rotor, you kind of have this cool cutout rotor. And the other rotors don't have this. Other chronographs and stuff, they use a completely different rotor on this one. Classic and just nice. It's a good-looking movement. Okay, and it even says Quantium Perpetual on it. I think that's pretty cool, too. All right. Let's look at the bracelet now. The bracelet here, this is actually going to be the older bracelet. The bracelet is 1220ST. The newer bracelet is 1320ST. Actually, this older bracelet is a little bit thicker. That is a difference. It's a little bit thicker. And the new one, it's just a little bit more streamlined, thin, and more form-fitting than the one that you're looking at here. But other than that, it's more or less the same. You know, on the wrist, it more or less looks the same. And it's cheaper too. Okay, so we're selling it for low hundreds. The retail on the new one is $124, but it's going to be over that, cost more than that on the secondary market. So yeah, nice way to have a perpetual calendar without breaking the bank so much. Okay, time to try this watch on my wrist and give you my thoughts. Now, I'm a big fan of AP. I think they are fantastic, and if you're really a fan of the Royal Oak, which a lot of people are, then you can't look past the perpetual calendar. And in blue, it's just really a striking color. It's a way to have a really expensive watch, a very complicated watch that tells a lot of information, but still fits in a small package, looks very discreet. You wouldn't know that this is such an expensive watch just by looking at it. So for that reason, I'm definitely giving it 2 thumbs up. And if you'd like to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jesttime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jesttime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.